Respiratory organs of different organisms are different. As you can see, a variety of organisms in the slide. In simple unicellular animals like amoeba and paramecium, respiration, it takes place by the simple diffusion of gases through the cell membranes, as we know. So this is an amoeba, and you can see the oxygen is getting in and the carbon dioxide is going out, and this is all merely diffusion with the help of which respiration is taking place. This is Paramecium, and again you can see the water is entering, the oxygen is entering, and you could see carbon dioxide and methane is getting out. This is all diffusion. The animals like earthworms, which live in the soil, use their skin to absorb the oxygen from air and remove the carbon dioxide. So the respiratory organs in the earthworm is the skin. You see, this is the skin of the earthworm that is taking in the oxygen and giving out the carbon dioxide. And this is an annelid, a leech. The aquatic animals like the fishes, prawns and mussels, they have gills. They have this respiratory organ. The gills, they act as the respiratory organ which extracts the oxygen, the dissolved oxygen that is present in the water, students, and take away the carbon dioxide from the body. So that is how it's just normal, as in we are doing in the air, just that the oxygen for them is dissolved in water. So they extract the dissolved oxygen from the water and they do their respiration and they release the carbon dioxide in the water. You could see the water flows into the mouth, and then you could see this is the operculum. These are the gill arcs. This is another aquatic organism, that's the prawn. You could see the cerebral ganglion, the stomach, the heart, the intestine, the mid-gut glands, and you could also see the gills, with the help of which are the respiratory organs for this organism. It performs the respiration. And this is another organism, that's the mussel, and you could see very clearly the gills of the mussel. So this is how the mussel also respires, and the gills, which are the respiratory organ of this mussel, it can respire. In the insects like grasshoppers, cockroaches, houseflies and mosquitoes, the tiny holes called as spiracles on their body and their air tubes called as trachea, they are the respiratory organs with the help of which respiration takes place. So you could see in the cockroach, and this is the tracheal trunk, and these are the spiracles. And this is a grasshopper, and let's study the structure of grasshopper and try to find out the spiracular branches. You could see the first abdominal spiracle, the eighth abdominal spiracle, the ventral branch, the ventral tracheal trunk. So you can see the different spiracles that are present in the grasshopper, which aid in respiration, are the respiratory organs for this organism. Housefly, then so now talking about the terrestrial animal, students. So the respiratory organs of the land animals such as the man, the human being, birds, lizards, dogs, frogs, etc. are lungs. However, frog breathe both by lungs as well as the skin. So this is a diagram. Let's take a look and understand the different parts here. You could see the nose, the sinus cavity, this is here. You see the throat here, the trachea, 2 lobes of the left lung, 3 lobes of the right lung, and this is the diaphragm. The diaphragm moves up and down during inhalation and exhalation, which you had seen in the previous slides also. So now we've landed on another question. Let us take a look at this question. The question is, frogs are different from the terrestrial mammals in terms of respiratory activity as, and the options are, they respire by gills and lungs in adult stage, they respire very frequently, they respire by skin only, or is it they can respire by both skin and lungs? What do you all think? Yes, frogs have this capability, this ability to respire using both their skin and lungs. Talking about another terrestrial animal, that is the Lasat. You could see here the nostrils, the trachea, the lungs, the glottis, and the ribs. Another terrestrial animal, that's the dog. You could see the cavity, the nasal cavity, the tongue. You could see the soft palate. You see the lungs and the diaphragm, the middle lobe of the lung, the caudal lobe of the lung here, the larynx, the trachea, the cranial lobe of the lung. The lungs of a frog, let us see. The lungs transport oxygen to the blood as well as remove the waste like carbon dioxide through a process that's called as respiration, and these are the lungs of the frog.